Do you want to punch the camera out?
Punch the camera out.
Yeah, I just punched it.
Oh, I didn't know we were building up.
We got to jump
haymaker. Now I'm gonna just tell them face outside. I want them to go low lateral shuffle. So this isn't like a speed drill. I want them to keep their feet wide. Imagine you have a Swiss ball between your legs. From here, I want to train this wide with your hips low. So I want you to imagine and get short and choppy with it all the way down. Be able to stay in this stable position, right? And try to keep your knees over your ankle bones. So instead of kind of kicking out like this, knees wide, stay long. From here, Carioca quick step. This isn't from a performance. This is another one that I grade with our youth athletes to see how graceful they are. I show it once, I don't coach them, I see what they can do. So it's just over, under. You know, basic.
Yeah, pop the hip.
Lift, pop the knee. When I start teaching it for performance purposes, I might go for power, I might go for speed. When I'm going into movement prep with lateral change of direction, a staple we do with Carioca is like, I want you to reach, right? And I want you to do with power, and then I want you to reach. So you're bang, bang,
okay.
Right? If I'm doing it with football athletes or athletes that need to be able to change their hips and redirect forces, what am I doing? I'm gonna have them stay square. I'm gonna have them keep their toes forward. I'm gonna have them pop the thigh. I want them to sync it up with the opposite hand, and I want them to put it down as fast as they can. I don't want them to swivel with the hips. So I say, take what your range of motion gives me. So I say here, here, right, without swiveling. I don't want this. I want bang, bang. Bang, pick it up, put it down. Because if you actually analyze what they're doing, if we're training for performance, I want them to be able to pick it up, bang, boom.
True.
Change.
I do like that power though. I'm taking that for the fighters.
From there, we go into the lower limb. First one we're gonna do, full transparency. I got this from Pete Bomarito's. He's one of the, I think one of the best coaches out there. He kind of put me onto a lot of lower limb stuff, and I love this. We're gonna go heel to toe walk, no momentum. So I want to see pure control. This is something that 100% off the bat, I want to see with no shoes on. I want to see can the foot control and how it moves. So stab the heel, pull up to the toe, no momentum. Being able to control all the way through. Accept force, push off, accept, push off, accept. Now moving back, we can move with momentum. So now we're gonna come back through a little bit faster, still challenge that range of motion for me. Boom, boom. Now we're gonna go heel walk. Big thing with the heel walk, the only thing I coach is keep your knees soft. A lot of young athletes wanna go here, kick their butt back. I want you to be able to do it while flexing the hip. Flexing the hip and the knee, because you're gonna really need to use that when you flex the hip and the knee. So I want you soft knees, and I want you here. Control it through that whole motion.
Little bit of hip bend, right?
Little bit of hip. Little bit of hip, more knee. Then we're gonna get on tippy toes, come all the way up.
Are we bending the knee here too?
This one don't necessarily need to. And then finally from there, four-way hip activation. Another one I got from Pete, full disclosure. I did this all the time, but I really loved how he had a pause and a squeeze for the first 3 reps. Second 3 are reactive.
Explain a little bit about that from a biomechanics standpoint and like why that's actually beneficial from a nervous system.
Well, when you just have an athlete with no intent going through those ranges of motion and performing a movement, a lot of compensation occurs. I think from a perspective of slowing it down, pausing at the end range of motion, not only firing up that angle of the hip, but also you're getting them intent to be able to focus and slow that down a little bit. So imagine you got a glass of water on your back. Boom, you raise it up, keep the ankle cocked, right? You're gonna go 3 with a pause to your end range. And then you're gonna go 3 reactive as fast as you possibly can. From there, I basically have them put a hip circle band on. We're gonna go through a series of monster walks. You know, I wanna do one forward and reverse. And then I wanna do one lateral. Biggest thing I teach when we put that hip circle on is essentially, I want them to keep their lower limb stacked. So I want their knee over their ankle bone. If you see a young athlete who doesn't display strength, they're gonna kick that heel out and that band's gonna still squeeze them in. You're not getting what I'm trying to get from this. So I want you to stay wide. You don't have to be as long, but I want you to try to stack that, right, and stay square the entire time. So they're gonna go forward, reverse, they're gonna go lateral. Now from here, that's the end of the everyday dynamic warm-up. Now immediately, based on who I'm working with, but predominantly every single athlete, we get into our lower limb dynamic series. What that means is if I'm training a basketball athlete and we're addressing vertical force for that day, I'm gonna have them perform maybe a variations of pogos vertically. If that same basketball athlete comes in and we're training more change of direction, agility, I'm gonna have them perform those pogos laterally. If I have them doing speed, we're gonna go linear, right? And then in between that, obviously you gotta balance out with your reverse. Then we can intensify with single leg. And then I start to move up that kinetic chain, work across the knee, work across the hip, get them prepared, start alternating. And then from there we can get into our speed drills. If it's lateral change of direction, like I said, I love a lot of powerful lateral power shuffles. I love crossover bounds, staying square. I love the powerful Carioca. I love very basic movement done at a high quality level, but we touch it every day.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna program out 10 sets of it, but we're gonna do it every time we do change of direction.
Show me that for vertical.
Perfect. So first one we're gonna go is I just want you to go pogos, okay? We're gonna go imagine there's 10 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
But on this specific one, this first one, I want you to work through the entire range of motion of the ankle.
Okay,
so I want you to point your toe at the bottom,
Gotcha.
right? And then come back down and work through the ankle, all right? So ready, and go. Do a couple seconds. Bang. Good, and time. Now from here, we're gonna progress this. So I want you to keep toe at the top of the shoe.
Okay.
Pull it towards your shin. I want you to stay in dorsiflexion the whole time.
Gotcha.
And really just rebound off the balls of the feet, okay?
Gotcha.
10 seconds on the clock. Ready, and go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, stiff. And time. From here, I wanna go pulsing. Every other one, I want you to be as high as you can. The knees are gonna get involved when you land. That's completely fine. But every other rep, I want you to pop it. And go. Pop. Pop. Yes, sir. Time. Now let's make it a little more aggressive. Let's go alternating. So I want you to go land right underneath the feet, or right underneath the hips, I'm sorry. I want you only strike the ball of the foot. So that foot's gonna wanna reach down, let your body come to the ground, okay?
Gotcha.
And go. Yes, sir. And time. Now from here, we go single leg. You do off one foot. You should show that real quick if you want to. Nice and easy. For me, I don't want to open up with anything like that. I mean, and that's where really, if you don't warm them up properly, especially when the amount of volume that we do. The other thing that I want to mention is everything we do with pogos, the in-between is a heel walk. So I'm trying to balance that out.
Gotcha.
So if I go pogos down, bang, 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 10 yards, they're coming back, heel walk.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right?
So hitting that anterior tibialis.
Absolutely. Then if we go there, we can go to a basic squat jump, right? And again, this is all warm up. This is all prep work leading into it. In the general prep phase, that might be our workout, right? I might do real low level volume to get them to where we can have quality reps.
Gotcha.
Right? So very basic movement. When we say low level, it just means from youth to professional, we're all performing it, right?
Yeah.
I might do that. I might do a single leg kind of tuck jump, continuous, and then I might start moving in space.
Gotcha.
It just depends, and then we can get into our quality work.
How long is this warm up usually consist of?
This is actually 12 minutes to the T. Our prep's another about 5.
Again, we'll put the link down to all of his stuff. You got Overtime Athletes, St. Pete, all the programs, make sure you go check them out. And then if you like this video and you just found my actual channel because you follow my brother here, make sure you subscribe and I'll greatly appreciate it. See you guys next time. Peace.